Hello, everybody. Welcome to our Tuesday night All Consultant Zoom. It is Tuesday, October 26, 2021. We are ending the month. I'm going to give y'all all a clue right now. You're going to want to tune into Thursday night shift this week. We have something up our sleeves. That's all I'm saying. Thursday night shift at 7 p.m. That's our other Zoom. So be sure to tune in, set a timer now, because you're definitely gonna want to come hang out with us that night. All right, let's run off our top 10 numbers so far this week. This is out of 2,176 people, 2,176. So if your name is getting shouted out tonight, you are literally in the top 10 sales of that many people. So congratulations to you. Here we go. Let's see. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right. In 10th place, a little over $4,600. Megan Michael, director in West Virginia. 9th place, star consultant Mandy Martin in West Virginia. 8th place, director Amanda Thome in Maryland. I am in 7th place. Brandy Kernick, a star consultant in Pennsylvania, is 6th. Sarah Casera, superstar director in Virginia, is 5th. Crystal Newsom, 4th place, a director in West Virginia. Holly Armstrong, who's on here, a director in South Carolina. 2nd place, director Ashley Goebel in West Virginia. Leading the way, looks like a newly promoted, congratulations, Marielle Hunt, who has promoted to superstar consultant and is on the cusp of promoting to director. So congratulations to all of you for being in the top 10 sales the last week of the month. Now to another important section, sponsoring, right? So the following people have already added a team member this month. Congratulations, Rachel Schaefer. Kathy Browning, who is on here, congratulations on sponsoring someone this month. Kateri Bird, Jennifer Fernandez, Alyssa Hancock, Holly Cullen, Comella Kettner, Erica Fletcher. Jennifer Coral, congratulations to you. You're on here as well. Rachel Elbin, Lisa Dassler, Mary Patterson, Christina Rose, Brandon and Ashley Call, Aaron Nelson, Arinia Nunez, Mackenzie Dean, Crystal Newsom, Ada Thomas Parker, Ashley Goebel, Teresa Dustin, Brianna Hoke, Amanda Thome, Amanda Ware, Brittany Austin, Christy Degner, Cami Beam, Kayliana Brandt, Jessica Pettit, Jill Beth, Mandy Soden, Charity Schultz, Stephen Clark, Kimberly Broder, Christina DeLugo, Lee Ford, Jody Piriotti, Ashley Moore, Lana Klein, Amanda Stark, and Renee Hall. Congratulations to all of you. Marielle Hunt and Megan Michael has sponsored 2. So congratulations to you. Amy Dimon has sponsored 3 consultants. Way to go to you. Congratulations. And I'm actually leading this week in sponsoring 6, which is crazy because my focus this month was only on sponsoring, and I've been very intentional with it. And what you spend your time on, you shall receive, right? It's very important to be smart about where your time is going. Okay, so tonight is going to be a shorter call. I had the privilege of speaking as one of the guest speakers today on the Director Leadership Fall Call. And I thought what I would do is touch base on kind of a few things that we talked about today. And one of the things I wanted to talk about is goal setting, but before goal setting, it's motivation. It's really 2 things come down in our business that when I was asking people and watching their work habits, I will tell you there's 2 things that came to my mind is motivation and discipline. Those are the 2 things that come to mind when whether or not somebody is motivated naturally by themselves. So I started doing a little bit of research today, and here's what I found out. Motivation is what we need to be inspired to make a change. It is worth reflecting on what motivates you to want to reach that desired goal. So psychologists have determined two different types of motivation that explain our behaviors and how we pursue our goals. There is intrinsic, which is from the inside, and extrinsic from the outside. So let me explain a little bit in detail what those mean. Your extrinsic motivation from the outside, this occurs when we are motivated to engage in an activity or perform a behavior to earn a reward or avoid punishment. We're not choosing to do the activity because we enjoy it or find it rewarding, but rather because we'll earn something in return. For example, annual sales award, annual mentor, the incentive trip. How about the most current one, our host exclusive, which is the awesome blanket and mug? Those are all examples of extrinsic motivation. Your intrinsic motivation, this involves engaging in behavior or activity because we find it personally rewarding. Intrinsic motivation plays off our internal interests and values. It means we perform these tasks for our own sake and are invested in the process rather than the reward. We see the behavior itself as the reward. So it's important when you're setting goals and figuring out where you want to go in this business, what your motivation style is. Recognize your motivation. So setting goals, creating systems, routines, habits around your specific style is important. You're going to hear many different things over the years and styles and systems and ideas. And it's important for you to pick one or two nuggets and get really excellent at that. It's impossible to take on 42 different things and master all of them. It's just not going to work. Figure out where you're trying to go, where you want to be, and align your tasks with where your goal is. Try one thing, become great at it or master it, and once you've accomplished it, then you can bring on something else. Researchers say that it takes 66 days to form a new habit for this behavior to become automatic. So it is going to be uncomfortable. Think about going on a diet for weight loss. It's really hard not to eat carbs those first couple of days. But when you get into a habit or a routine of not eating that or substituting and just getting meat and vegetables if you're going keto or you're cutting out soda or coffee, eventually it becomes a habit and a routine that you can manage and you can do it. And it's almost the same task with maybe asking people to host parties for you, or have they ever thought about doing what you're doing? It's uncomfortable asking that if you're not familiar doing it or it's not a habit yet. But once you make it a habit, it does become easier, as with anything. There is a process to trying new things and getting routines, and you shouldn't try to rush it. You are more effective when you go all in one specific area, not 20. You get out what you put in, as y'all always hear me preaching. If you put in 10% effort into sponsoring and getting people to join, your results are going to show a 10% effort. If you are sales driven and focused on PRV, and that's where all your energy's in, that's what's going to reflect is your PRV is going to be high. So I find myself in the more intrinsic category. The process, the accomplishments of tasks are rewarding to me in itself. I am that person that has a to-do list of things. And if I find myself doing a task that wasn't necessarily on my list, you bet your bottom dollar I'm writing that sucker on the list and crossing it off just for the satisfaction of doing that task because it's rewarding, right? It is that motivation within yourself. So what we know is that extrinsic motivation usually doesn't last forever and it will eventually wear off. It's unrealistic to rely on this motivation alone to achieve our goals. This is where discipline comes in. The most successful people use a combination of discipline and intrinsic motivation to achieve their goals. When we refer to discipline in this context, we mean training yourself to work in a controlled and regular way, or essentially build strong work habits, systems, and routines. Now, I am not necessarily a systems person per se, but I am a consistent habit routine maker, I will tell you. I don't always have a routine where it's like Monday I do this, Tuesday I do this. I go in order and have my routines based on the deadline or the priority of what needs to be done. I decide what's most important first. For me, right now, sponsoring and getting those people to promote and build their teams is my number one priority. The successful launch of my new team members' business is so important to me because that's how their business starts and more than likely how it's going to finish after day 71, right? When they get through the sensational start. Their initial start out the gate is how they're going to be running their business later on. If they're learning their business right out the gate, getting individual orders and basing it on sales or hopeful posting, guess what? Their business is going to be run like that. When they sponsor, guess how they're going to be running their team members? Just like that. Hopeful posting and sales. If you are partying and you are sponsoring people and doing their launch party for them and really locking in and showing these people the proper way to build a strong organization, a duplicatable process and a system, they will do the same for their team members. And that's when the growth can happen crazy fast. Before you can manage your time, create habits or routines with discipline and your extrinsic motivation, you have to know what your goal is. What is your goal? In the chat, if you wouldn't mind, put what your goal is. Why are you working so hard? I'd love to know what your goals are. What's your big goal? Why are you working as hard as you are? And what is your goal? Put them in the chat if you wouldn't mind. And I'm going to say this, and I'm sitting here looking at mine. And it's very cliche. Lisa, to quit her state job, to become a director. I'm currently working full-time and part-time. I want to make Cincy my full-time. Money. Gina wants 2,000 PRV. Holly is going for the fall-winter incentive. So this should be driving you and pushing you to get out of bed every morning, right? Like this is why you are working and doing the side hustle or making this full-time to make the big changes every single month. Okay. Shayna wants to get pied in the face this month. Yes. To make my kids proud of me and be able to stay home with my grandkids. We are barely treading water sometimes. I love to travel, but we never have enough. So Cincy is given the opportunity to travel. That is motivating. These things are things that can change your livelihood, your family, and make those memories. And it should motivate you to want to build a business, an empire to get these things, because it is doable. But you have to have a goal. You got to know where you're going. You need to have, and you know what I'm all going to say, and I want you to be honest. Let's say I have you hooked up to a lie detector test right this second. And if you lie, you're either getting shocked or you have to eat poop. Okay, it's one of those things, like the most two disgusting things I can think of. You're eating poop or you're getting electrocuted. Terrible. Do you have a dream board? Yes or no? Put in the chat. And I'm talking a physical, you're staring at it, dream board. I'm shocking people right now. Or you're eating poop. Yes, no.
I'm walking over there because you're going to see mine.
Oh, good. Yes. No, but it's not full yet. Okay. This is so important. And I know you hear me talk about it all the time. Yeah. So Holly's showing you hers. It's framed and she's staring at it at work every day. This is so important. How many of y'all make a list when you go to the grocery store so you don't forget what you got to buy? I need milk, bread, eggs. I mean, you have to have a list, right? People make lists for a reason. Do you know why? So they don't forget what they're supposed to be doing, what they're buying at the store, or where you're going. Your dreams and goals are just as important as this list. If you don't have that list to look at what you're buying, or your goals or your dream board staring you in the face, you're going to lose track of where you need to be. You should have this somewhere where you see it every single day and let it.
And Heather,
yes.
Oh, sorry. Go ahead. I was just going to say, and don't be afraid. It doesn't have to be just one thing. When I showed you mine, I changed it instead of one big poster board, just because it wouldn't fit in this house when we moved here, into 4 different frames. So I have 4 whys.
Yeah.
But I also need to be willing to change them from time to time. Like my first one says money for home improvements. We bought a short sale when we lived in Florida, and all the knobs were shiny 80s brass. And if you love that, I'm sorry, no offense to you, but I was not into it. And so my husband said, every paycheck, just get one doorknob. And every time we open that door, we're going to know you did that for us. I
Yes.
told you he's awesome.
Yes.
So I left that up here. Now, technically, the house we have in South Carolina, it was built brand new. So technically, I could say I don't need that, but we still need a fence in the back, and we still need this, and we still need that,
Right.
and we're going to do different stuff. So I am going to leave that on there, but I just wanted to encourage you. It can evolve as you evolve with Sensei.
Yes.
So I just wanted to encourage. I don't want people to not want to do a dream board because they say, "Oh, I just don't know what my one thing is. I have too many reasons." Put them all on there.
Yeah,
They're
it
all
should be
great
everything.
things.
They're all important and all valued. That's awesome. And it should evolve into something like your business, right? Like you should not be in the same place you are in 2 years as you were starting day one, right? You've got to have progression as with your goals. It will change over time. But let it stare you in the face, holding yourself accountable when no one else will be, right? I think it's important in my journey. I didn't have a cheerleader. I don't have someone shouting me out or patting me on the back or sending me little, you did $500 gifts of your PRV. I don't have a cheerleader. I am my own cheerleader. No one is motivating me to want to do more, be better. It's up to me to make that happen. And so I think it's important to have that dream board support you when no one else will. You have us, of course, but we only get together twice a week or chatting in between the weeks. We don't get to see what's going on 24/7 as if you're wearing a webcam, right? So it's important for you to remind yourself of why you're doing what you're doing and where you want to go. What does a $5,000 a month paycheck do for you or your family or that financial freedom? How does that make you feel? Get into the emotions of what it truly could do for you. You've got to get attached to it and taste it and feel it and realize what it's going to be. So I'm going to challenge all of you that said no, and it's quite a bit. Go to Dollar Tree, pick up a poster board, find the things on the internet, print them out, buy stickers, draw it. I don't care. I want you to have some sort of dream board to bring back here next Tuesday night and share what you have. And you don't have to explain a whole bunch of it, but I want to see it. I want to see what and mine's not even full. I can grab mine right now and show you. And it is not at all free. I'm full. Look, I even have an outfit of what I want to look like. And when I get skinny in this cute little outfit, like it doesn't have anything. I want 10 frontline directors. I want to travel, my family. I want to be debt free. I want a $25,000 a month paycheck. I probably need to update that, but y'all know what I'm saying. There's things I want, and it might need to be updated. So I'm going to do the same. I am going to update this. I want to promote 50 frontline to start. Like there are things I'm going to update mine before next week as well. It is so important for you to have this. Now, before we go, we're going to wrap up early tonight, but I want you to think about this. How many of y'all have heard of buy, host, join in our business? That's what we run everything on, right? Everything is either buy, host, or join. I want you to analyze your business in addition to your dream board. Everyone has strengths and areas of improvement in your business, always. No one has it all mastered, no matter what title you are. You can always learn to be better in your business. It's a choice. When you are setting your goals and beginning to create your action plan, I believe it's important to take a step back and analyze your areas of your business, your strengths, and your areas of improvement, or what I like to call opportunities for improvement, because it is a choice. You have an opportunity staring you in the face for improvement, and it's up to you whether you walk through that door or not. Your personal business must come first. And yeah, I want to go bigger, Nancy. You know why? Because that was a while back ago, and I want to update it. I want to go bigger because I love striving for really big things. So yeah, I want to update that because go big or go home. I was trying to get 45 recruits at my last event last weekend. I got 3, not 45, but go big or go home. So that's what I want to do. So here's what I want you to do. take care of your business first, your personal business first. If you have a team as a leader, the best system that you can have in place and is leading by example. If you are complaining that your team or I'm not getting any recruits, you've got to be doing it yourself, right? So if you have a team member, even one, it means you're a leader. Welcome to leadership. You cannot have expectations for someone else if you're not willing to do the same. So you've got to remember, if you are sponsoring actively, if you're parting, whatever you're doing is what your team is going to be duplicating and how they're going to teach your future team. If you are in a position where you don't have a team yet, we are going to master the area of you getting better at sponsoring and better at asking, right? It's being comfortable in your own skin, in your own words, saying it and not caring what the results is. You are the only one that is holding yourself back. So we're all familiar with buy, host, join. This is what I want you to analyze in your business. The buy aspect is the PRV. We all know that. How is your PRV coming back? Go back and look through all of October and write down where your PRV came from. Is it a bunch of people coming over with individual orders that you're combining together so you can make a party with you as the hostess? If you're unsure, ask yourself how many blankets and coffee mugs you got this month. That'll tell you your answer. Right? Right or wrong? You shouldn't be getting any. You should be having the hostesses get them, right? It's not about us taking all these individual orders and turning it into a party. Yes, it's great, but it can't be the bread and butter of our business. Is your party at your PRV actually coming with real hostesses? If so, great. You know what that means? That means you're constantly meeting new people and an influx of new people that will host and join your Cincy business. If it's a whole bunch of people coming with individual orders and that's all you're doing and stopping there, that's all it's going to be. Is your PRV coming from fundraisers, with boxes, Cincy Club subscribers? Where is your PRV coming from? That's going to show you where you're really good and your strength at PRV, because the majority is going to show your strength. Do you have any Cincy Club members? No? That's an opportunity to learn and grow, an opportunity for you to improve in, right? So you're going to identify these areas that are strengths and opportunities for improvement. The next area I want you to look at, I want you to look at your calendar, whether it's digital, whether you print it out, whether it's an old school one. How full is your calendar? If your calendar is empty, this may not be a strength at the moment. It could be an opportunity for improvement to get that calendar filled. The last I'm going to talk about is join. Have you sponsored someone this month? Did I call your name? If so, yes. If not, we have an opportunity for improvement. How many people are you asking? Is your PRV or your calendar dates matching up with how many you're recruiting and sponsoring? If not, we probably don't have a full calendar, or it's not actual real hostesses, or you're not asking enough people. We've got to change it up. We've got to flip the script and figure out a way to get your calendar full with people other than you, or the people coming to buy a 6-pack of wax and a 3-pack of bulbs. Right? Okay. So I'm going to stop there because that's a really good homework assignment. And I think that's good for you to do your dream board and for you to come back and take a look at your business in the aspect of buy, host, join, and see what your strengths are and your opportunities for growth or for improvement. Because that's really going to help identify where you need to become better at. Okay, doing a trunk or treat Saturday. Gina, I would absolutely have something set up where you're collecting people's information, whether it be a QR code that they scan to receive a sample pack at a later date, or drawing slips where they can fill it out to enter a drawing. You need a way to follow up with people. I absolutely would have the brochure, Choose Your Path, that shows the 2 starter kit options. Anytime I'm going into an event, it's to sponsor first, book party second, get sales third in that order. Most people do it the other way. That's not what they focus on. And so if you go in with the intent of talking about joining, you're going to have those conversations and ask people, do you spend $200 a year on Scentsy? If so, I might have a $59 kit. Fill this out and you'll be the first person I contact. So just make sure you're practicing what you have. Gina, that's great. The entry slips are going to be huge for you. And print out a calendar and say, pick a date and pay that price for a warmer. If your party's qualifying, use that perpetual reward where, let's say they pick a $45 warmer or $40 warmer, and they pick it on the 3rd, or say half price if you don't need to pay the date. If they say you pay $3 for that warmer. So if it's a $40 warmer, you use it and buy it with the perpetual reward at $20, they pay $3 for it. So it's $17 out of your pocket, but that's worth let's say it's a $500 party with 15 new people. I mean, you could potentially get so much exposure for so many new people in your business. So you do what your budget allows. If that's too much, then you don't say that. You say you'll get an extra half price. You have that perpetual reward that you can work with. That's a nice little tool that we can use. Okay. Gina, fundraisers are done out of your commission. Yeah, it's strictly up to you how much you're willing to donate. We've actually got some really great trainings on fundraisers that you can watch on our YouTube channel. They're on there on the scentedcommunity.com/YouTube. Very, very good information, depending on what type you want to do. Perfect. Good. Okay. Everybody excited about the homework or scared? Nervous? Scared? I'm holding you to it. Like, it's time. You're in this business and you got to know why you're working. Print things off, cut them out of magazines. It doesn't matter. Your dream board should reflect you and why you want to work. It shouldn't be scary at all. It should excite you of the possibilities of what can come.
Yeah, Heather, and I was going to say next week I could go through all 4 of mine just in like 5 minutes, just a little more extensively, so they can see what it is and why I chose that, because my last one hopefully will make your heart happy. I almost said cry, but it's a good thing, but it's such a heartfelt reason why I do Scentsy.
Yeah, so. And it's important. It should be the reason why you joined, and why you're doing what you want to do, or what's your dream for you and your family or your kids, or there are no limits. I mean, there are no limits to what your dream board looks like. And so I encourage you just to put whatever you want on there. And then it might be scary just holding it up and sharing it. You don't have to talk, but we want to see it. We're a small group here. We're all connected. We see each other every week. And so I think it'll be great to share. So thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you for allowing me to do a short meeting tonight. I appreciate you all. Congratulations to those that are just doing amazing things in your business. Even if it's a first that you did that you've never done before. Maybe it's you reached out and made a phone call and you're like, I don't want to call anyone, and you did it, right? Or if you haven't been sponsoring in a while and you finally landed one this month and you were excited, or a reinstatement, that is a win. So celebrate your wins, big or small, because everybody has something to be excited for. And I am so excited that you are here tonight and you're showing up and you're doing great things. This is where it starts. This is what most people don't do. And it's those that are willing to do what most others won't are the ones that are going to rise to the top first. So applause to all of you just for showing up. So thank you guys. Go Astros. Y'all have a great night, and we'll see you on Thursday night for a really, really fun night. You're not going to want to miss it. Bye, everybody.